Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Friday, the 5th of July. All right, now party time in North America with the 4th of July festivities. So not a hell of a lot of trading activity. So there's not a huge amount to run through. To me, there's been no real major change in the overall sentiment here. Dollar CAD still, to me, looks like the only pair to be really focusing on. And obviously with the upcoming major data releases, this is going to be a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am sort of event. Pretty huge, right? So you got the Canadian employment numbers and the US non-farm payrolls, two big releases. It's a shame they're coming out at the same time on the same day, but that's what we've got to work with. Now, dollar CAD is obviously going to be probably, so I say the most explosive pair, but it'll be the perfect pair if the Canadian employment numbers were strong and the US non-farms weak. Well, then you're going to get a great move to the downside on dollar CAD. Now, the chances of that, well, I don't know if it's 50-50, but you've got to be careful with what's going on. And the other pairs, if I just show you the charts, they're all in balance and just waiting for some level of activity. Okay, like the Aussie had a little false break there yesterday, but back in the range. We've got support and resistance on the Kiwi as well. Same for dollar yen, euro. Well, I don't really see support really that close on sterling, except for the current lows, but it's just doing its own thing. And here's dollar CAD just sort of cruising to the downside. So there's plenty of potential. And for me, the big change this week has been dollar yen. Dollar yen has really come alive. And I think this is where you really need to start focusing. It's been on the sidelines for 6 months. But now look at these crosses. If you're familiar with the Ichimoku cloud, well, you know what? Besides having trend lines, which I left them off on purpose, just to show you where this thing is, it's right at critical levels across the board on most pairs, right? So you can expect a lot of activity on the yen crosses. They are going to be very active, I think, from here, with especially when you come back. This is where understanding the market itself, you come back to look at the overall aspect of the market. And I think I mentioned this the other day, is when you've got, say, all the central banks negative, right, or bearish. So we've got the Fed, and don't get me wrong, the ECB and all these other ones are as well. But when you put the ECB, say, next to the Fed, they're both negative. So what you end up with is a sideways overall combined central bank sentiment. And that's really gives us crap trading conditions. When you have that situation, you're looking for a really neutral pair to be trading all these other instruments. And dollar yen historically is the best one. That's why the yen crosses are coming alive. And I think that's where you need to sort of really focus your action. Now, coming into the non-farms itself, I don't see too much activity across the Asian or European sessions Friday. This is going to be a huge event, especially after the day off the previous day. Traders are going to be gagging to rip into this. So make sure you take it easy. To me, there's way too many components being released, right? You've got to understand what's coming out in front of you. And if I just switch it back over here, like I just want to highlight for those traders who are sort of frothing and getting ready to really trade aggressively, well, just be aware this is already aggressive. You don't need to increase the aggressive phase. Now, non-farm payrolls, okay, there's about 6 variables here coming out. So to get a clean move, you need them all lined up. Now, it's very rare that they do that. So just be aware before you charge in, check your available risk, make sure you don't overtrade the actual event. And also just be aware, traders in the program, end of the trading week, make sure you close all your positions because Trump will sure enough be giving us more information over the weekend. All right, guys, have a good trade day and all the very best. Cheerio.